Hello and welcome back to the Locks of the Day podcast. This is episode 83. I'm here with Zach. We're going to lock you in with our favorite bets for NFL Sunday, week 12. Crazy. It's already week 12. Last podcast on Thursday, went 2 for 3. Texans cash, one outright. Woody Marks did his thing. And good old Davis Mills sold us, had over 100, 30 yards at halftime and couldn't do anything
Yeah,
in the
100
second.
122 at halftime and then had 30 the rest of the game.
Insane.
So
Insane. Last Sunday, I got boned with the Falcons not playing a full game.
oh,
They didn't want to play a whole second half. Cooper Cup, 1 yard away from cashing the anytime TD parlay. 1 yard away. Insane. Would have loved that. Would have been crazy.
and
This
then it
week,
got worse too. It got worse because the over I gave you missed by a point.
yeah,
Angelo gave you the Commanders on the plus, and they blew multiple chances to win the game. They lost in overtime. It was probably one of the worst pods we've had on a luck base, honestly.
yeah,
Everything went against us. So
yeah.
uh,
This week though, we're changing that. We're sweeping. We're sweeping everything. We got a three-leg anytime TD parlay that pays 19 to 1. So stick around for that. And I'll start us off with a quick little three-star. I'm gonna go with the Detroit Lions minus 10 at a minus 155. Lions got fucked last week against the Eagles. It's just plain simple. They should have won that game by a million, but the refs had to control the outcome of the game. Sadly, it's what happens. Vegas called. I think Lions are going to come out pissed this Sunday, knowing they got robbed against a good team last week. But Lions top five offense when it comes to total yards, top fourth in points per game, eighth in passing yards per game, and seventh in rushing yards per game. Um, that goes to show you they can punish you anyway, any defense anyway, through the air, on the ground, doesn't matter. They're gonna move the chains. And Giants defensively, they're terrible. They give up fifth most amount of receiving yards, third most amount of rushing yards, and they also give up the most amount of rushing yards per play. I think it's like 5.75 yards, something like that. And Lions defense is solid, not worried one bit about them. Giants defense is basically in the hospital too. Or their whole team is basically in the hospital. Um, they Giants could put up 20, Lions could cover the spread so easily. Like they could put up 35. They've scored 34 or more points in 50% of their games so far this year. And last week they put up 9 and got robbed, so I don't think that's going to happen again. I think they're just going to absolutely roll. Jameis might throw 10 picks, and I think Dan Campbell's just going to want to run that score up after that bullshit last week. So take the Lions at minus 10, minus 155, three-star. Zach, what do you got, Kib?
yes, so we're going back over. This is going to be one of our toilet bowls for the week. We're going Saints minus 2.5, currently at a minus 105. They're taking on the Falcons, and I'm not going against the Falcons just because we bet against or because we bet on them last week. It's just because in this sense, this is just going to be a rough week for the Falcons. Michael Penix has hit the IR. He's probably done for the year at this point. Drake London is out in this game, so they're arguably one of the NFL's best players these last couple weeks is out. He's not playing. Zach Harrison, their top defensive end, probably one of the best players on their defense. He's out now as well. As you kind of said, they have two more linebackers out. One of their safeties is out. Leonard Floyd, another defensive end, most likely to be out. They have an old lineman on the IR. I mean, these guys have just been decimated by injuries the last couple of weeks, and they don't really have much. And we saw Kirk Cousins struggle in his first game with the Falcons when they played the 2-7 Dolphins, who dropped 40 on them. And honestly, the Saints, even though they are 2-8, they arguably have played better since Tyler Shaw or Tyler Shuck, however you say his name, since he
Chuck.
took over. Yeah, ever since that guy took over, man, they've been. I mean, I don't know. I always see two pronunciations for it, but ever since he took over, I mean, they've been just playing so much better than what they had been before. I mean, even an upset win last week against Carolina, but I feel like as the time goes, they're starting to get a feel for everything because he did play two tough teams in the Bucks and the Rams in his first games, but then last week with the Panthers divisional matchup, they did go on the road and they did play well. I said the only thing in this one that's going to hurt the Saints is not having Keandre Miller as he's on the IR, but they have a lot of other options. Kamara finally got back to it last week with 90 yards. Don't sleep on Devin Neal, kid out of Kansas who was a rookie this year. That dude's an animal. And Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill being back allows you to run such a unique and different offense because it's a quarterback who's a tight end, who's a fullback, who's a running back, you name it, he does it. So you can run a whole mix of offense. And I think Kellen Moore is the head coach there. So, I mean, he's a good offensive minded coach. And I will say too, their defense has been playing a lot better too. As you know, they held the Bucks to 23 points in a game where they couldn't really even score, so they were on defense the entire game. And for the most part, that's kind of how that Rams game felt as well. They were on defense the whole time, and a couple of those were mistakes by the offense on fumbles that shut up short fields, etc.
Hmm.
So, but I do think that the Saints have the edge in this one, coming off this game. And if I'm not wrong, too, they have, or this is their first matchup too with the Falcons as well. So, but I do like it in this one with the home advantage because this could be a game at the end of the year that it because it is the last game when they play them again that the Falcons might even up that series, make it 1-1. So. I mean, Saints, we've been good with them this year so far when I pick them to win. So we'll take them -2.5 at a -105 as the 2 star.
Love it. Love it. And now I got Angelo's pick. It's going to be a 3 star. It's going to be Jahmyr Gibbs, 70 plus rushing yards at a -135. Gibbs has only hit this 70 plus rushing yards 4 out of 10 games so far, but he's a top three running back in the league. Dude's explosive. He's averaged 5.23 yards per carry, which is very, very good. Only other running backs to do that so far this year is Jonathan Taylor, Chaney, and Arichin and James Cook. Giants just shit defense as well. They're second worst rush defense in the entire league. Uh, they average 150 rushing yards against them. Um, they also give up the second most amount of rushing touchdowns in the league, only behind the Bills. And if you think anyone on the Giants defense is stopping Jahmyr Gibbs, it's insane. Just asking Gibbs, just get less than half the rushing yards that the Giants give up every game. So gladly take that bet. The over-under's high, so Gibbs scored touchdowns -300, so he could have a massive game. So lock in Jahmyr Gibbs, 70 plus rushing yards at a -135. That's a 3 star. And let's get that anytime TD locked in. What do you got?
So mine, I got Hunter Henry at a +175 going up against the Bengals. Um, Bengals have given up the most touchdowns to tight ends this year. So we're rolling with it. We're going to see if that theme keeps itself going this Sunday.
Love it. I'm going CD. Give me CD Lamb +130. He got one last week. He's going to get another one. He's just going to keep rolling. And Angelo's got Brock Wright.
Mhm.
Laporta's out for the rest of the season. New
Oh,
tight
wow.
end. Yep. So yeah, Brock Wright +230. Lock it in anytime touchdown. Those three together. Well, 1900, 19-1. Lock that in. So those are our picks for Sunday. Lock those boys in. We got 6 of them. Lock them all in. You got anything else?
Um, Not too much. I mean, I know we hit, I think we're one away from 820 subs. So
Yep.
you guys are doing great for us. If YouTube would actually let us get some views on these videos, man,
Yeah.
they're killing us.
Ridiculous.
So, I mean, I will say notifications are on because I did get our last notification when the video came out. So, I mean, if YouTube will just push the algorithm like they did for us a couple weeks ago when we got that 1K,
Let it
that
rip.
would be awesome.
Let it
So, but
rip.
that's all I got. We're gonna, yeah, we'll just go on to the next week and hope we actually hit a pick. Hope I hit a pick. So there we go.
Fuck it out. Me too, brother. But that'll wrap up today's
Um,
podcast, number 83. So get those picks in and we'll see you on Thursday. Peace.